Behind the superstar on a day when the Sessions Court convicted him in the hit-and-run case. Alvira, Arpita, Sohail and Arbaz accompanied their brother from home to court, not leaving Salman's side for even a minute on verdict day.
Since early morning, Salman Khan's residence in suburban Mumbai was a hub of activity. For after 13 years, Salman would learn his fate in the hit-and-run case. And it was evident that Salman's siblings were a worried lot. When a tense Salman walked out, he first hugged mother Salma and then his father Salim, before waving to his loved ones as he departed for the Sessions Court at 9:45 in the morning.
Salman Khan has just left. As you can see, he's left in that first car, 3 other cars following his car. He has just left from the Galaxy apartment. Sohail Khan and Atul Agnihotri have just left from the residence with Salman Khan. 4 cars in fact leaving from here.
While Salman's parents stayed back home, the Bollywood star made his way to Sessions Court to learn his fate. His sister Arpita, Sohail and Arbaz were among the first to arrive there. At 11:09 on Wednesday, 6th of May 2015, Salman Khan was summoned to the witness box. And moments later, the judgment was delivered.
Okay, we have live shots coming in from Galaxy Apartments. I think that's Salman Khan reaching there, sitting there, stoic expression on his face. Thousands of cameras all around him. You get a long shot, you still don't get to see him up close. I see that everybody is getting a picture. It's like warrior returns home. But truly it's not. Salman Khan tonight is a convict. On both sides, there are people who argue for and against him. There are some people who say tonight 5 years is too much. Look at his charity work over the years, they say. Don't punish him for being a celebrity, which I think is a foolish argument. His health is not good, they say. All kinds of arguments. Then the arguments on aggravating circumstances. Deterrence. You want to punish anyone? Punish Salman Khan. He's a celebrity, will send out the right message. Severity of the crime. Be severe on Salman Khan. Because the whole world will then get to know how tough Indian justice can be. There are strong arguments on both sides. We're going to debate that in just a bit. Okay. Anand and Padmaja know what happened in court. Quick 1-minute recap. Anand and Padmaja, with both your views. Sessions Court, he's reached home. Anand and Padmaja, now just give us a 1-minute recap of what's going to happen over the next 48 hours with Salman Khan.
Absolutely. I'll just give it a go and pass it on to Padmaja, because at the top of 8 a.m. today, nobody thought this is what we'll be talking at 8 p.m. this evening, Arnab, because what we expected was verdict. What we expected perhaps was a quantum of the sentence, but one didn't expect what happened in the latter 2 or 3 hours of the day, so post about 3 p.m. Padmaja.
And like we've been saying, within about 3 to 4 hours, the mood completely changed. It was very somber. Salman Khan, his family, his team of lawyers, very somber inside the Sessions Court. We're getting updates about how the family was very emotional. Salman Khan trying to hold it together. But within hours, as soon as the High Court accepted the petition, there was a hearing, and then it was a complete turnaround, and the bail had been extended. In fact, not granted, but the bail had been extended. And now Salman Khan is back. But again, 48 hours later, that's the crucial thing that we'll have to look out for, Arnab.
Very much, Anand and Padmaja will be coming to both of you with me in the studio now. We have 2 actors, Rahul Roy and Samir Soni. They feel 5 years is too much for Salman Khan. Rahul and Samir, welcome to the program. Advaita Kala is an author joining us from Delhi. Mayank Shekhar, film critic, very vocal man. Let's see how vocal he is tonight. Joining us from Delhi. Hi, Mayank. And hi, Advaita. Anil Dharker, respected author and columnist, is with us. Zafar Sareshwala, well, he's Modi supporter, and he's been watching this. There's no connection here, but Salman Khan seen in big photo ops there with Narendra Modi before the elections. So, Zafar Sareshwala, welcome. Thank you for watching. Now, Salman Khan was actually taken to that event by Zafar Sareshwala a long time back. So, he knows Salman Khan more at a personal level. He knows Salim, his father, and has been talking to them over the last couple of months. Okay, let's start with the 2 actors. Let's build the argument straight. 5 years enough versus 5 years not enough. I say 5 years good, 5 years enough. And I'd like to start by presenting just one argument I want to. He has been found guilty, Rahul and Samir, with culpable homicide not amounting to murder. Maximum punishment is 10 years. 5 years is half the maximum punishment. Don't complain too much about it. It's half the maximum punishment possible. A man has died. Rahul and Sameer, you can present your arguments.
Okay.
Yeah, Rahul wants to go first. Yeah.
Right. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think too many are going to argue about whether he's guilty or not guilty because the verdict is out.
Yeah.
But considering everything that Salman, forget it, you know, we can keep arguing that he's done a lot of charity work, he's done all these things. My point is very simple. Salman over the last 13 years has been present in India in front of everybody. He's not like a typical criminal that has been absconding or has been trying to hide. People have known where he has been. He has attended whatever the court, as per the court, has demanded.
What's exceptional about that? I mean, a man loses his life, and all you want to say is Salman Khan was punctual. No, we'll open up the debate on the other side. Advaita, by the way, Advaita, Mayank, Anil Dharker, feel free to come in when you want to. I don't want these two gentlemen to run away with this debate. The point is,
he has done everything. And having said that, if this is the message that catch a powerful guy, make a point.
No, who's made a point here? Sorry, catch a powerful guy, that kind of extreme argument. One innocent man has lost his life. 4 people are injured due to Salman Khan's recklessness. The punishment is commensurate with the crime. Sameer wants to come in. What's it, Rahul? Sameer. And I'm actually letting you open up the debate. Yeah.
We all will agree that the law should be equal for everyone.
Yes, sure.
The rich and the poor.
Yeah.
Right? There have been cases in the past, the hit-and-run cases, in which 6 people died, 7 people died, and the verdict was given was 2 years, 3 years to them.
So what are you saying? Number of people. No, one second. Are you saying we should now measure the worth of a person's life by the number of months that a person goes to jail? That's an insensitive argument, Sameer, you're presenting tonight.
I'm questioning the logic behind it.
The logic is
why
this.
would one
the
case
logic is
the
this.
Same thing, you give 2 years. The same case, you 5 years.
Okay, the logic is this, and we let Anil also come in, and then Advaita and others can come in. The logic is an attempt to present Salman as the superhero here. Considering Salman Khan made no effort to take the victims to the hospital, and some eyewitnesses even claim that he fled the scene of the crime after the accident, the punishment handed out is even-handed. It's fairly even-handed.
It's not just that. Yeah. I think we also have to consider the defense argument. They tried to pull the wool over the judge's eyes.
Right.
By saying the driver was driving. After 13 years, they brought up this argument. The other thing they said was that the man didn't get killed because the car hit him, but because the wrench which was lifting up the car dropped it on him. Then they said
someone else was driving the car.
Someone else was driving the car.
Sue the defense lawyer. The defense lawyer is representing Salman Khan, Sameer. Be logical about it.
I am being logical.
Salman Khan claims I didn't drive the car at all. A claim which has turned out to be lied. No, what Salman Khan claims he didn't drive the car at all. Do you agree with that? That was a lie.
Are you saying if Salman Khan was not Salman Khan, do you think you and I would be sitting and debating this? Do you think the case would take 13 years?
Do you find it strange that for 12 years? Sameer, 1 minute.
Sure.
Do you find it strange that Salman Khan claimed he didn't drive the car at all? A claim that has turned out to be a lie. Did someone force him to do that? 1 second.
So every time somebody loses the case, then he should be penalized.
I'm sorry, no, please. 10 years. The argument will be put that if 10 years back Salman Khan had committed himself to an honest agreement, I was there, I was on the wheels, I was drunk, a man died, then the case would have been looked at differently.
So then there will be 13 sympathy.
Years. No sympathy. There would be honesty to the argument. In this case, at a consequent 11th hour, a claim comes up that someone else who we never knew about, we never heard about. I put the pictures of that man. Let me ask you, Sameer, Soni, you know this man? 1 second. You know this man, Rahul? This man who suddenly turns up at the 11th hour and says, I was driving the car. What was Salman Khan doing for the last 12 years? Covering up for him. Let Anil complete his argument.
No one aggrieved in this country right now more than the relatives of the person who died. And you speak to the relatives.
Don't give lip sympathy. No. I like to get a panelist. You're dodging. The point is very simple. The point is very simply this: a person at there are lies after lies in this case, which have now proven to be lies. The wheels of justice, I'd argue, have been kind to the actor by giving him 5 years to a crime that could have seen him get 10 years behind bars.
2 wrongs don't make a right. They shouldn't have.
Then why are you saying 5 years is too much? 5 years would then be too little by your own argument.
No. My thing is that if one person kills 6 people, he gets 2 years and this guy gets 5 years.
This is bizarre. 2 years divided by 6. So you'd say the value of a human life in some cases is 3 months. Samir, that's the most ridiculous argument that I have heard here tonight. I totally disagree with you. I'd like to get him into the debate. And by the way, our panelists in Delhi haven't even opened up. Yes, do you?
I just want to say that the fact that the case lasted for 13 years shows how influential Salman Khan is. It has been dragged deliberately.
Yeah, by whom?
Exactly, by the defense. They have dragged it on. Otherwise, it should have been decided in a few years. If you look at the other cases of a similar kind, they've been decided in a couple of years, 3 years.
I understand, but sir, having said that, for 60 years then, I blame the Indian system because they have been letting go of every damn powerful person that has been there. Why are we putting it now? Because Salman is on the forefront. I'm not defending Salman.
Rahul,
he deserves to be
Rahul, as Advaita wants to come in, and so does Mayank on this case tonight. You know, the point is tonight, you're building up a false sympathy case, gentlemen. No, watch it. I began the program by saying Salman should get no less and no more because he's a celebrity. You agree with me on that?
Absolutely.
Then don't give this silly argument. He has been punished for what he has done before the court of law. He has not been punished because of something he has not done. It has been proven tonight that his arguments have not held. If his arguments had held, he would not have been punished. Mayank wants to respond to you. Samir, 1 second. Mayank and Advaita, they've been wanting to come into the debate. Yes,
I think we're talking essentially here about whether if it was not Salman Khan, would we have been discussing this case at all? But if you've been watching or following the events of the day, it seemed like a cricket match to me. And it was really a commentary on the judicial system. So at 1:30, he's after 13 years is actually convicted, and by about 5 o'clock he's also got interim bail. And there are lawyers who are saying that he'll actually end up getting bail. 8 or 9 years it will take for the appeal to come up in High Court.
Absolutely.
Then there'll be Supreme Court. So essentially you can get away with a lot of things in this country, whether you are or you're not Salman Khan. And I think it really was a commentary in that sense. And the other thing, now the point that has already been made here, I mean, at some level I think that justice was also served to that poor guy who claimed to be the driver after 10 years. There's like a normal guy who probably did it for the money or whatever other, whatever the inducements may have been. But he certainly should be tried for perjury, because if he's been convicted, if Salman Khan has been convicted at least by the Sessions Court, then that guy needs to go to jail because he lied.
Once Advaita also wants to come back in the debate. One point I want to make here. You know, the argument also made here that Salman Khan has been heavily into charitable work, right? Through his Being Human Foundation. I'd say he does fantastic work. 1 second. He does great work as part of the Being Human Foundation. And he does great work for the underprivileged.
But
right? What Salman Khan does for the underprivileged is to be praised. But I'm sorry, it has nothing to do with the quantum of sentence for a crime he committed in 2002. Being Human Foundation, philanthropic activity starts 2007. He cannot be judged by what his NGO does.
I totally agree the fact that he's done good work should not be taken into account.
In fact, Samir, I think all is... Okay, fine, go ahead.
We're talking about that we should set an example, right?
Yeah, we should.
So my question is, in the eyes of the law, is everyone equal or not?
Of course they're equal.
One second.
No, one second.
Let me finish. Let me explain myself. If everyone... No one has
said...
Sir, let me finish. Let me finish. If Salman Khan was not Salman Khan, would you be setting an example? No. If he was an average Joe...
No, 1 second. This court... 1 second, I'm telling you. Average Joe, no example is being set by the court, Samir. You've got it all wrong, my friend.
Who's setting the example?
The point here is there is no example being set.
I just thought you just said that.
No, I'm sorry. I began the program by saying it is wrong to say that you should make an example of Salman Khan.
Okay.
And I also said it is equally wrong to say, like unfortunately both you fine gentlemen, Rahul and Samir, are saying tonight that he's being targeted because he's Salman Khan.
I'd like to disagree a little bit here because the prosecution has bandied about exemplary punishment. You know, they have been using that term a lot.
Sure.
Secondly, you know, I think what Samir Soni was trying to say needs to be carried forward a little bit, and that is the case of precedent. So when you have the Alistair Pereira case, you have another case which was the Puru Rajkumar case where there was a fine of 30,000 rupees, and you have people getting away with crimes of that nature. I mean, it's entirely distasteful to suggest that the cost of a life may be equated to a number of years.
I think, Samir, you should correct yourself.
So I don't even want to get into that argument.
No, she's not supporting
you. You have to respect the judgment. And you have to respect that the courts has made a judgment. But however, I mean, you know, there has been precedent in this case, and we have to look at that as well. As for him getting bail, again, it's a technicality on which he's got reprieve. It's not because he's gotten away with something.
All we
it's
want
because
is
as a citizen, as an accused, he has a right to access the court order and the charges against him and the decision against him.
No, what's arbit about?
Based on that,
one case you said 2 years, one case you said 3 years, one case you said 5 years. That's arbitrary.
He's got it because he's a celebrity, and I think that needs to be clarified.
You know, this argument being put. Can I put a zip lock on that argument tonight that 5 years is too little? Can I explain to you? First, Alistair Pereira case, right?
Yeah.
You remember the Alistair Pereira case? In the Alistair Pereira case, the Supreme Court.
No, he was first given 6 months.
Sure, he was given 6 months.
And it was an outrageous decision.
7 precious human lives were lost.
Huge outcry.
Right.
And then he was tried again, and it was enhanced to 3 years.
3 years. But while putting out that 3 year argument.
Sanjeev Nanda was sentenced to 2 years.
Yes, right.
Though his crime was really pretty horrible.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Puru Rajkumar got away with nothing. But that does not mean that if the sentencing has been lenient, that you continue that thing.
In the Nuria Haveli wala case, in the Nuria Haveli wala case, it was a drunk driving case. What was 2 people died in that case? One of them was a policeman. And she got 5 years. And 1 second, one more point I'd like to share tonight. Supreme Court, what did it say in the Alistair Pereira case? Supreme Court said, I have a part of that judgment, it said that 3 years is actually a lenient crime. Is a lenient punishment in a case of culpable homicide. 3 years is a lenient punishment.
Fair enough.
5 years in a case where there's possible case of perjury and twisting of facts and numerous lies is a reasonable punishment and maybe something that Salman could have received. End of the story. I mean, what is this whole, we are a VVIP, we are a celebrity and being treated. No, where's the celebrity argument coming from?
There has to be consistency.
No, the celebrity argument came on the bail.
Where's no consistency?
What are you saying? You have hit and run cases. In one case, it's 2 years, one case 3 years, one case 5 years. So what is the consistency?
You look at the circumstances of the case.
So are you going to consider the circumstances in terms of he ran away or he did not run away?
You look at, obviously you look at the case whether it's hit and run, whether no, 1 second. Please, 1 second. Getting a counter argument from Mayank Shekhar, but
go ahead.
Go ahead, actually.
At the end of the day, each case is going to be different and the circumstances are going to be individually different.
I want to know the circumstances that were so different.
Who also didn't have a driving license, who got his driving license issued many years later. And that becomes a crime of its own, and that is also, you know, that adds to the punishment.
So that makes it 2 years extra.
Because you take one particular case and call it hit and run, and take another case and therefore equate the two, and as you go into the depth of each one of them,
drunken driving, hit and run, how similar can you get? People dying. What are you talking about?
What about twisting the facts? What about saying that one man today who has been proven to be correct, one person who has been proven to be correct, is the person who has died today on whose witness testimony, who says in his witness testimony exactly what has been proven to be correct. And why should we not look at that with the same manner in which in the Arushi case we talk about, everyone said in the Arushi case, think about the parents, and in the Arushi case we said, what about the domestic servant who was vilified for so many years out there? Now who does anything for Ravindra Patil?
What about the people who've lost a near dear one? Why aren't we discussing them?
What about Ravindra Patil who has died?
Hey, whose case are we discussing?
We are talking about Ravindra Patil, the person who was there.
The person who died in this case, his near dear one.
Look at that man. He was once Salman Khan's bodyguard.
We are more concerned.
That is him before. 1 second, tell me that is him before and that is him after. For many years till his death, he was labelled a liar, Samir Soni. He was labelled a liar tonight. Where's the justice for Ravindra Patil? Where is the justice for Ravindra Patil?
In your own show, they have said, you can crucify him, you can hang him, you can do anything. All we want is money because we are poor people.
Who wants money? Ravindra Patil didn't want money.
The victim family.
Ravindra Patil is dead. You will not vilify him for
next of the kin. We're talking about those people.
This law does not go by anyone buying anyone over.
When?
No, you
Who
can't.
set the laws?
Samir, Soni, this is not blood money out here. We don't follow the Sharia out here. Please understand that tonight. There's a law in this country,
so
for God's sake.
If somebody else, if he had said, oh, I want justice, I want someone.
Anil Dharker is smiling tonight at this argument. You know what?
The interesting thing, Arnab,
yes, Advaita.
if I can come in here.
Yeah, go ahead.
The interesting thing is that there was a news report that one of the victims did not even know that the judgment was due today, that they have not even received the money. So when we're where is the justice being served? Where is the closure? What is being achieved? I mean, these people did not even know that there was a judgment today. So I want to know exactly who is fighting this and for what, and why is it not getting to the people who deserve it?
I think you're trying to make a point that nobody's above the law.
No, I'm sorry I don't mean it as an affront, but I think very often celebrities, they don't quite comprehend the law of the land, and they appear a bit stunned when the same law is applied to them. You know, there's this whole feeling, oh my God, is the law meant for us as well? That seems to be the unreal response I have from many celebrities. Rahul, I'm not meaning this in a, don't take it otherwise. Don't take it otherwise.
All over the world, when there is an accident, and the driver...
I don't think that is the case right now, because a lot of celebrities have woken up to the fact that this is a new India. They're not going to tolerate anything like this.
Right now, Salman Khan wishes he wasn't Salman Khan. Because if he wasn't Salman Khan, the case would have been over 2 years back. He would have got 2 years, and he would be shooting for films right now.
And I don't care. I don't think this discussion is on his films. Tell me, whether was he drinking alcohol or was he drinking water? If he wasn't under the influence of alcohol, if he wasn't guilty of driving the car under the influence of alcohol, why did he flee from the spot?
Let's have an eye for an eye.
Who is crucifying anyone? We are talking about circumstances in which you are drunk, you drive a car, there is an accident, you flee the spot, the person dies, you present a witness after 13 years, and you say this is the person who was driving the car, and there is no case of perjury that is built out against you. In fact, you turn around and you say, when there is blood, your blood is found with 62 milligrams of ethyl alcohol, more than twice the permissible limit. You say, I'm not drunk, but that poor ward boy working in a government hospital for a few thousand rupees, he's drunk. You vilify your security guard who's from the police. You vilify the ward boy because he's from the police. And then you turn around and say, the system is so bad on us. 1 second.
Sorry,
the problem is this. Yeah, let's accept it clearly tonight, Samir. This is a different India. Today, right, Mayank? Today, 2015, right? Today, it's a different India. From the India, Mayank and Advaita, and from the India when this accident happened.
Sure.
In 2002, circumstances were different. In 2015, the voice of the people is heard, and the voice of the people goes out and reaches the strongest of celebrities. Sanjay Dutt saw that. Maybe in 2002, Advaita and Mayank, somebody told Salman Khan, you're going to get away with it, drag the case, it's usual, we do a usual number, we drag the case, we confuse people, we present some facts, we got heavy-duty lawyers, you get away.
The witnesses will die.
Pardon me, the witnesses will die, you can buy some. I mean, I'm not alleging that they did, but you can do a lot at that time to so-called, as they say, manage. Now,
it has been done.
Rahul and Samir, the fact is tonight, it's becoming difficult to manage.
No,
whether for a politician or a cinema star. Yeah.
See, when there's a hit-and-run case or any accident like that, all over the world, if the driver behaves responsibly, he says, I made a mistake, he takes those people to hospital, that is taken into consideration when the sentencing is done.
Yeah.
But when someone behaves carelessly, runs away, that's number one. Number two, then he brings in false evidence, like saying my driver was there, or this happened, completely false evidence. Then obviously it's going to color the sentence.
Yeah.
Anil,
why don't we look at that?
Sorry, I'm cutting you in, but this happened recently. There was a choreographer. There was a choreographer. Recently, she was involved in an accident, and I remember it was reported the following day. She took that victim, took him to the hospital, did the needful.
I'm not talking of this case.
I know. So I'm just telling there is a different India.
Talking of this case.
There is a different India, and I'm only concerning one.
That's normal, please.
Yeah, it's normal.
No, let's not make this into some PR stuff.
No, it's not PR. What I'm trying to say is,
which will go right into you.
What I'm trying to say is,
you would love it.
No, what I'm trying to say is,
I'm being very clear on this.
My only concern, and it's normal. I don't care whether the verdict is right or wrong. The verdict is correct. I'm not questioning the verdict or anything. My only concern is that whether you are a powerful guy, whether you are a celebrity, just to make a point or to make a statement or whatever it is, Are we being harsh or we are not being harsh? That is the question. No, I don't care about. Right. I'm not saying that 5 years is more. 5 years is saying
5 years is right. I'm saying 5 years is right.
That's 5 years,
right? And it's a debate. And I feel 5 years is too much because by logical mindset, those other guys got 2 years. Exactly. So I'm questioning that. I'm just questioning that because as far as when we are talking about money, we are talking about power. I think those guys are equally powerful.
You see, Salman Khan has made a mistake. My worry is
no question that he made a mistake.
If our society is now going to turn out and say, oh my God, Salman Khan, here you are, you get bail, you're fine, you're superstar, you become mega superstar, you're the greatest, the law is terrible, the system is bad, but Salman Khan is good. I think even Salman Khan and his closest friends would not accept that.
I agree with you 100%.
And I don't think, when there is punishment, a punishment is there so a person realizes the depth of their mistake. It actually can end up becoming a great opportunity for a person to go deep within and realize the mistake that they have made. And that's the reason. Consider the facts. Did Salman Khan slow down his driving speed before he took that fatal right turn? Did late Ravindra Himmatrao Patil, who was in the car, tell him, Salman, please slow down? He was in the police escort at that time. Did he slow down? He didn't. Did a person die? He did. Salman Khan made a mistake. Now, you can say it was not my intention to be drunk that night. I didn't see those people. You could have owned up for it. Why did you play along? In fact, Salman should ask himself a fundamental question. Why did he and his family play along with every twist and turn and lie and deceit that was being offered here in the name of some big, legal argument here? Isn't that something that Salman Khan should consider tonight? Instead of being angry at the world and presenting that image, he should actually ask himself tonight, why did I play along? When people told me to do every possible twist and turn, not be honest,
Arnab,
not be authentic.
Arnab, really,
not be authentic before the people.
I have a question.
If I can lend context to this, just for a quick moment, it'll add to your question. Just quick context. This is a person who has been living under bail conditions for the last 12 years. He lawyered up. He lawyered up in these last 12 years, and he has been getting excessive advice, legal advice, and some of it, if I might add, not very good. We all know that. That doesn't take away from anything, but I would still, at this point, when it's due for appeal, when there are other higher courts that he can appeal to, I would still be careful with going all the way and saying that this man is lying. Definitely his argument is not convincing, but I think we should still be a little careful before we just assume that it's all lies.
This is one point I'm trying to make, which is politically
What is not all lies?
The courts,
the driver was driving?
Yeah, no. I mean, until and whenever that happens, when the High Court looks into this case all over again, at this point he's a convict, and according to the Sessions Court, he is a convict. So I mean, there is no. I mean, when he's filling up a form, and have you ever been convicted of a crime, he has to say yes.
No,
so
and Advaita,
at one point we can review the decision, but this is the decision as it stands now.
No. You see, Advaita and Mayank, I agree with you. I want to go to Zafar Sareshwala also. I haven't been to him since the start of the program. I'm sorry, but I don't know who are these lawyers. Which planet do they come from? What theories do they present? With the greatest of respect to the legal profession, they say a crane killed the man. There was a crane lifting the car fell down, the crane killed the man. They didn't ask themselves a question, why did any of the 26 victims ever spoke about the crane dropping and killing the victim? There was a lawyer who was being clever by half, right? That is the only story tonight. If it is true that the fatality was caused after the vehicle slipped off the crane that was lifting it, why didn't the defense bring the crane driver and owner and witness in the case that spanned 13 years? And after that, 1 month before the verdict, you suddenly tell this person, oh, I have had that moment of epiphany. I want to confess. I am Ashok Singh. I have been hiding for the last decade and a half. I've been quietly driving Salim Khan's car. And one fine day, I realized that Salman Khan, the angel that he is protecting me and taking the hit on my behalf, should not face justice. And I should come out in this big, giant confessional mode, and say, I was the driver. I mean, who are these lawyers?
Okay, I'll Anil,
I mean, I've dealt with many lawyers here, and I know they can sometimes defend the indefensible, but what were they trying to do in this case, Anil? What does it reflect?
I think they were too clever by half.
Yeah.
But they ended up being so stupid, and I think they have harmed Salman Khan's case completely. Because if somehow there had been an element of truth in it, he might have got a lighter sentence.
Yeah, and you know, this whole tire burst, for example, another theory which came out was the tire burst.
No, brake failed.
How did a high-end car, and even you're laughing here, Rahul, tonight, you don't have to keep a straight face. How did this high-end car suddenly develop a snack, and how does that justify Salman Khan running away from the scene of the crime? Do you run away after a tire burst? And does it seem more plausible tonight that the tire burst after the accident and not before it?
No, you missed the brake failed. Brake failed.
No, and if the tire burst that killed the deceased, right? Let's see this. I mean, these lawyers are so foolish. These lawyers, if it is the tire burst that killed the deceased, Salman should have asked them what will explain then the statement of late Ravindra Himmatrao Patil. What did Ravindra Himmatrao Patil say? He says Salman lost control of the car while taking the right turn after I told Salman to lower the speed. You can't just bring the tire burst theory. I mean, the overall question is this. The defense in this case actually undid Salman Khan.
I agree.
Absolutely.
And if there's one person, the defense has really exposed Salman Khan and made him look foolish in this case. Advaita, you agree with me on that, Sameer? Please, for all your rigid positions tonight.
No, my only stand is that A, the law should be consistent. B, what I was going to say about politically
consistent. Sorry, Sameer. At the end of a 13-year trial, the defense produces a lone witness on April 20th, 2015 who says, I am the phantom driver. And this is, I mean...
I would fire my lawyer. No, I would fire my lawyer.
Is there some honesty left in this world?
It's not a question of honesty. Look, the simple thing is when somebody's caught in a court case, everybody does whatever...
So don't build this, he's a celeb, I feel sorry for him argument. You can feel sorry for him that he had foolish lawyers.
Arnab, right now you are a bigger celeb than we are,
No, please explain this point. No celeb.
My only thing that I keep saying is, forget the celebrity bit, but I only question one thing. Are we balancing the act correctly, that if somebody is a celebrity or a powerful person, forget it, whichever terminology you guys use, are we doing enough in terms of justice balancing? That are we giving enough punishment, or are we doing too much of it? Because for 60 years
Mr. X.
Would you have said 5 years is okay? I think that is a question.
No, you wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
Okay, I'll ask another question. If it was Mr. X, if it was Mr. X,
right,
would the court be open till 7:30 p.m. to deal with Mr. X?
Would you and I be sitting and discussing
would Mr. X be cooling his heels inside some jails waiting for the bail hearing to come up the next day? Spend at least one day in jail. Would it happen with Mr. X? Answer the question, Sameer.
100% what you're saying is correct, but most of these cases we don't know about, and most of these cases we don't know whether they would have gotten 2 years, 3 years, 5 years.
Our system, okay, I'll give you an example. Okay,
because we don't have this information,
if I'm traveling in a flight, if I'm traveling economy class, there are a chance someone would come up to me and say, sir, there's a seat vacant in the business class, why don't you come up? All right? Now, I am not demanding and saying it's my right. But if someone does that, you can't hold that against me and say, you're talking about celebrity status, right? Is that what you're talking about? If the courts are open late before Salman Khan is not threatening them. Do you think Salman Khan is saying, no, man, I want this? If somebody's bending backwards from out of whatever
I'm sorry, look at the argument here today. One of the arguments is the blood sample was tampered with. And the lawyer here, some genius called Mr. Shivade, I'd like to meet Mr. Shivade and interview him. I want to know what kind of law he follows. He says that you can't trust government forensic labs. So the only suggestion is to Mr. Shivade, let us start a Bollywood forensic lab. All Bollywood blood samples, as and when required, will be sent to a Bollywood celebrity lab. Truly testified, and Rahul testified by the Bollywood stamp, so Bollywood doesn't.
Hard to prove that Salman was drinking water.
Yeah.
Okay.
Water, yeah.
Now, if he was not driving, why did they have to prove that he was drinking water?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
If he was not driving, he could have had a lot of drink.
Yeah.
There would have been no problem.
Yeah. And so if Salman wasn't under the interview of alcohol, by the way, why did he admit to the contrary in a Times of India interview published in October 2012? He says, I had gone to the rain bar where I had a few Bacardis and was returning home at night with the Toyota Land Cruiser suddenly swerved into American Express building. The whole thing happened in a jiffy. The next thing I saw was a man was dead, a few were injured. I have this interview tonight, October 26, 2002. Is senior journalist S. Balakrishna, very well respected. He has Salman Khan on record saying, I had a few Bacardis. Now, Bacardi looks like water. Now, no, one second. It's a clear liquid. You can turn around. Point is tonight, every single argument that Salman Khan was presented, somebody told him, Samir and Rahul, somebody told him, you're going to get away. You are going to get away.
What also proves is that the instinct was right. The interview proves that the instinct was right. But then, you know, with the lawyering up and all of that.
Okay, I'd like to go to Zafar Sareshwala at this point. Zafar Sareshwala, sorry to keep you waiting. Now, you are very close to the Salman Khan family. Right? It was told that you actually took Salman Khan when Narendra Modi did that kite flying event. Have you been in touch with Salman over the last few days? Apparently you've been in touch with Salman and their family. Have they told you at any point of time that they regret the many twists and turns, the many arguments they made? Would it have been better for Salman to own up 10 years back than to drag it through 13 years like this, Zafar Sareshwala?
See, Arnab, I think whatever has Salim Khan used to say, that look, that, you know, whatever has to be said will be said in the court. And I think now the judgment has come out. I think any discussion on the judgment would be very callous. You know, the buck should stop.
No, are there no lessons in this, Zafar Sareshwala? There are no lessons in this?
There are higher courts for Salman Khan.
No, are there no lessons in this? The lesson is you made a mistake, you own up, you say sorry, you accept and face the law.
Well, isn't that being idealistic or not?
No, it's realistic.
No, but
realistic.
You have an accident, God forbid, and somebody dies and you agree, they'll pelt you to death.
Well, if you're drunk and if you're drunk and somebody dies, no, if you're drunk and somebody dies, and after that you run away from the scene of the crime.
You admit to it right point there and then, you will be killed.
No, but that's...
This is a mob mentality. It's happened.
And so for 30...
Arnab, now listen to me. I've been keeping quiet.
No, Zafar.
Arnab, listen to me.
Yeah, Zafar, bhai.
Now, Mr. Soni, I have not interrupted you. You just listen to me.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I know Salman Khan not as a superstar or as an actor. I know Salman Khan through his charity, which I have been seeing. He is a man of compassion. He is a man, I know him since 7 years now, almost since 2007. And he is a wonderful human being. I have known Salim Khan since then. They are gem of a people. Now, what has happened in 2002, but we are missing very important point here today. You know, we don't talk about the victims, that Kalimullah and the one who died. You know, Arnab, what is our system? 19 lakhs were deposited in 2002 in the court. For God's sake, can somebody tell me what has happened to that money?
It's got nothing to do with money.
Why that money has not reached the victims yet?
It's got nothing to do with money.
That's what they want.
A case can't be settled with money.
No, even that is important. The compensation part of the victims.
Well, okay, I'm not sure of that.
It was part of the judgment.
No,
I'm not saying that it has to be settled with that. But that is also one part of this judgment, that money was deposited in the High Court, yet now that money has not gone to the victims.
It has nothing to do with money. You can try and get away paying the maximum amount of money. It won't help. Zafar,
it has nothing to do with, but that is also part of the judgment.
Okay, okay, that's your perspective. Now I have two lawyers tonight on the debate. Mahesh Jethmalani view on this is, and Satish, you can open up the debate if you wish, that lawyers led Salman Khan up the garden path on this one. One lie after the other, one mistake after the other, one wrong statement after the other, all theories proven wrong. I mean, it was a fiction writer rather than a lawyer who seems to be handling this case. You agree with me, Satish?
Well, I don't want to say on the defenses that the lawyers took, but one thing is for sure, that the belated entry of the driver in this case has made a lot of difference to the defense of Salman. And if he was employed with Salman for a long period of 13 years, I don't know why he was, not coming forth before the cops. But this is one case where Salman is being, made a punching bag.
Punching
bag? But I want to know what the media was doing.
Punching bag for what reason?
Yeah, I want to know what the media. I want to know what the media was doing when, in a similar case on Pedder Road, a driver approached the Gamdevi police station to say that he was the one who was driving the vehicle, which was involved in, high-speed vehicle, and it rammed into a car, it rammed into an Audi. The story ran in the newspapers for a long time.
Yes.
And somehow even the media believes that the driver was driving it. And why
again, Mr. Maneshinde. No, Mr. Maneshinde, let us begin on a very, very interesting premise. I don't disagree. What you are trying to do is something that a lawyer of your eminence often resorts to, which in the English language is called the classical art of legal obfuscation. Please do it as much as you say. That story was reported Let me complete. Mr. Maneshinde.
I'm not blaming you, I'm blaming
Mr. Maneshinde.
What does the media
Mr. Maneshinde, let me explain there. Let's talk about this.
Why was the entire story suppressed?
One second. Mr. Maneshinde, first of all, that story was reported. That story was reported. It was reported on this channel. It was reported on papers. Now, in this case, somebody died. Now, let us therefore...
What did you do?
One second. Therefore, by the way, don't try to go away from the case, Mr. Maneshinde. My argument is, let us talk tonight. Are we wrong to assume, Mahesh Jethmalani, that sometimes lawyers get overconfident? And especially criminal lawyers sometimes believe they can confuse the best of judges, obfuscate with the media, present all kinds of theories, in this case tire burst theory, drunk ward boy theory, crane theory, drinking water theory, tampering theory, Salman not driving theory, and this latest Ashok Singh driver theory. I mean, why would you present 8 cases unless you think you can get away with it? What do you think was the primary influence behind this kind of bizarre legal case which was presented for Salman Khan? Mr. Jethmalani, some plain speaking from you tonight, please.
No, but Arnab, listen, frankly speaking, I'm very handicapped because when there's a conviction, it's very difficult to comment publicly on a news channel with the TRPs that you have without reading the judgment. It wouldn't be fair to the accused, it wouldn't be fair to the prosecution.
I am asking you, Mr. Jethmalani,
listen to me, prima facie.
Yeah. You know the arguments that have been presented today. You know the theories. I'm determined tonight to draw you and Satish Maneshinde out on this. I refuse to let you and Satish Maneshinde off by being diplomatic. I'm talking to 2 sharp criminal minds. I didn't think I was talking to 2 diplomats tonight. Please, gentlemen, open up. Do lawyers sometimes think that they can do anything, manage the environment, present bizarre arguments, present alibis, and take everybody for a ride? Come on, Mr. Jethmalani, please open up. You and Mr. Maneshinde need to tell us what your perspective is.
Do lawyers sometimes think? I don't know. Some lawyers may. I haven't come across many of them. I mean, if you're asking me to make an admission condemning the entire criminal bar profession, you're not going to get it out of me for sure. And I'm certainly not going to condemn the conduct of my defense colleagues without seeing the judgment in the instant case.
Why are you speaking such a, legally worded, tight diplomatic language tonight? For God's sake. 12 years, Mr. Jethmalani, you don't have an opinion. 12 years, what's 12 years? Let me present it to you tonight. 12 years, and I don't like, please, is it the same Mr. Jethmalani who 2 days back was absolutely super eloquent in the Dawood case? Now tell me, I'm not presenting to you a case less complicated. I'm not making a comparison at all. I'm saying tonight that you were eloquent in that case. You are holding yourself back tonight. I want to understand. Maybe you and Mr. Maneshinde will tell me tonight. I live in hope that you will tell me tonight how it is that a phantom driver appears and you suddenly, Salman Khan, India's biggest superstar, says, I'm so large-hearted that I was taking the hit. Whereas the real culprit is this guy for 12 years. You believe Satish Maneshinde, Salman Khan taking the hit? Then in that case, I'll ask, who is he taking the hit for in the black buck case? There must be another person there. Is there another person in the black buck case? Tomorrow somebody else will be presented as, oh, by the way, I didn't shoot the black buck. Someone else did.
No, I don't know. I don't want to touch upon the black buck because the appeal is going on.
No, neither am I getting into details of the black buck.
So let the law deal with that case. And as far as this case is concerned, the law is very clear that if you take contradictory defenses time and again, and one of them or many of them are proved to be wrong or false, then the adverse inference is taken against an accused. And obviously, if you take a false defense, you face, a charge of perjury like the one is being faced by now.
No, overall, even people on our panel seem to agree, even Rahul and Samir Soni and Anil Dharker, and everybody agrees the country has changed today. This judgment is a reflection of the change in the country. Mahesh Jethmalani, Satish Maneshinde, open up a bit, gentlemen. Don't hold yourself back tonight. Big judgment day. Moment of epiphany for everyone, including the legal profession.
Very harsh.
Be citizens tonight, Satish Maneshinde. You're also a citizen.
Harsh.
Not just a fine lawyer.
Harsh.
Pardon
judgment is very harsh because...
Why is the judgment harsh? Okay, let me argue that with you. Judgment is harsh. Why is the judgment harsh, sir? Give me one argument why the judgment is harsh, and I'll tell you two arguments why it isn't.
In a similar case where Sanjeev Nanda had knocked off 7 people, 3 of them were cops, the Supreme Court held that 2 years was sufficient in that case and they did not enhance. In Alistair Pereira's case, the Supreme Court came to the conclusion that 3 years, though was supposed to be enhanced, no notice was issued.
Wrong. How can you get the facts wrong, Mr. Maneshinde? Mr. Maneshinde, you have got the facts wrong on the Alistair Pereira case. No, Mr. Maneshinde, you got your facts wrong in the Alistair Pereira case, sir. Your facts are wrong in the Alistair Pereira case.
7 people.
No, sir, your facts are wrong in the Alistair Pereira.
No, you can't. I got the judgment right in front of me.
No, High Court judgment may be right in front of you. Maybe you have selective amnesia for you. No, sir. No, sir. In the Alistair Pereira case, sir, you know very clearly. You know what the court said. The court had said, and I quote, please, Mr. Maneshinde, tonight you're on the wrong foot on the Alistair Pereira case. In the Alistair Pereira case, court said for an offence like this, which has not been, once again, for an offence like this, sentence of 3 years awarded by the High Court is too meagre and not adequate. Too meagre and not adequate.
Therefore, the Supreme Court did not think it fit to...
So why are you complaining about 5 years for Salman Khan?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Why should a person who is accused of killing one person should go for 5 years?
So no,
it does not meet the ends of justice.
I've never heard of this argument before. The one person killed 1 year, 2 persons killed 2 years, 3 persons killed 3 years.
Hear lots of these.
10 persons killed. No, it's not. I'm not making a joke of it. It's fundamental.
Nobody's saying it depends upon the gravity of the offence.
Always saying the similar crime.
Sorry,
it's 2 years.
Sorry, but let me ask you.
It's not prorated.
No, sorry, let me ask you this question. Let me open up to everyone tonight on the panel. Now, Mahesh Jethmalani, tell me a rule here which says 1 person killed 1 year, 2 persons killed 2 years. Then can you tell me today, not helping a person at the scene of a crime, getting away, fleeing from the incident at the scene of a crime, what is the punishment for that? What is the punishment for saying tonight that the security guard who was telling the truth is a liar? What's the punishment for that? What is the punishment for calling a ward boy who was handling the blood sample a liar by saying he's not just a liar but a drunk liar, and he's a drunk liar who doesn't know how to handle a blood sample? What is the punishment for that?
What were the cases?
No, what was the punishment for all of that today, Mahesh Jethmalani? What is the price to be paid for all of that? Can someone tell me?
What happened to those 6 victims? What about that? Their families. Aren't you going to consider that? You're just taking this random thing.
No, Mr. Jethmalani, please, one second. Mr. Jethmalani, you want to answer that? Mr. Jethmalani, this whole argument that Satish Maneshinde puts?
Arnab, you're right in one sense that sentencing doesn't only depend on the number of lives lost. A lot also depends on the conduct of the accused generally. I mean, but again, you have to compare. You can't have similar facts giving rise to different sentences. Now, even in the Sanjeev Nanda case, which Mr. Maneshinde just referred to, he got 2 years after the court found that he was, not only were there 6 people killed, but there were people screaming under his vehicle, and instead of saving him, which he could have done,
exactly,
he ran away from the scene of the offense. So that is even more heinous than what anything that Salman is accused of.
Exactly.
So
you know, there are facts and there are facts. Until one sees the entire judgment.
So you're arguing. Therefore, you are arguing tonight that 5 years is too much, right? I get both of you arguing tonight.
I'm I'm not arguing. I am withholding judgment on the rightness on the correctness of the sentence and the conviction unless I read the entire judgment.
Anil Dharker has a counter question. I allow you, sir. Go ahead. Go ahead, Anil. No, Anil Dharker will ask a counter question.
Mahesh, I want to ask you a question. In the case of Sanjeev Nanda, that sentence of 2 years, given the really horrible nature of the crime and his attempt to cover up, was that a just sentence or it was too lenient a sentence?
Yeah.
And I think this is the point, that if a court makes a mistake, gives a lenient sentence when there's a horrible crime, does that become a precedent to make the same mistake again and again? I think this is what we have to look at.
No, are we accepting the fact that the court did make a mistake? Are we accepting that?
No.
But Anil, let me answer Anil Dharker's question.
Sure, go ahead. Go ahead, with you.
Anil,
with you.
Unfortunately, whether you like it or not, you and me can criticize judgments on sentence as being too harsh or too lenient. But once a precedent has been set, you can't discriminate between a subsequent accused who has been convicted on roughly the same facts. Then you can't say the Supreme Court was wrong, change it. I can't. Only the Supreme Court can change it.
Yeah, I think
you may be right that the Supreme Court may have been wrong in Sanjeev Nanda's case. That's your personal opinion. But the Supreme Court is not right because it is not final because it is right.
But Mahesh Jethmalani, Mahesh Jethmalani, you know and I know, everyone knows, and I'd like to close this, I'm going to the entire panel, all of us know each case is different. My only problem is with the argument tonight that if 5 years is given tonight, there's a whole constituency out there, sorry Rahul, that includes you, and that includes you, Samir, which starts saying, poor Salman, he's being given 5 years not because of the circumstances of the case, but because he's Salman Khan. Now, you agree with that argument?
That is the most reprehensible argument.
You can want to respond to that,
because
gentlemen.
it undermines the stature of the judiciary.
You're hearing that from a lawyer.
The judiciary is not prone to being influenced by extraneous factors.
In my three fundamental flaws. Was Salman Khan driving? Are there facts to justify it? Yes. Was Salman Khan drunk? Are there facts to justify it? Yes. Did Salman Khan Yes, Advaita and Mayank, what is the broad lesson of this? You deal with Bollywood, let's start with you, Mayank. What is the broad lesson? Are they getting a broad lesson?
Well, I think what Mahesh said has to be true. I mean, we have to have some sort of trust in the judiciary. I think the point that Samir was trying to make is, are we discussing this across on national platform, on television, especially because Salman Khan, yes, that's true. And Salman Khan has been proven guilty. I think what it also does, and it flows from the fact that he's a celebrity, I think drunk driving is going to be something that most people will not try, purely knowing that it can happen to, even if it's like a big celebrity, they can go to jail for 5 years. So in that sense, I think it's a good precedent in some form or the other. Of course, we're not talking about the homeless problem also, which is an equally important thing that comes out of this particular situation. But, that's another debate perhaps. But I think one thing that I found really funny in this entire debate, and that's Samir's point about how he sort of implied that the High Court was bending backwards because it was Salman Khan, which was with the interim bail thing, which was towards the evening. I mean, and he equated that to a celebrity who's in economy class and therefore can get an upgrade to business class. I think we're simplifying a little bit too much. Of course, he's been lawyered up, but he also has some great lawyers who got him interim bail right on the same day that he got conviction.
Which is have a good lawyer
for most people.
No, but would you hold that against him?
This is what the court said,
I'm not holding it against him.
Of course you are. You're saying he's got certain privileges.
You're equating somebody getting interim bail, calling it the High Court bending backwards.
I have one point. You see, what Salman Khan should have done what Salman Khan should have done, he should have asked for a time-bound trial. We didn't do that. 13 years the case got delayed, ladies and gentlemen. Salman Khan didn't complain the case is getting delayed too much. He could have done that. The court says you were driving the car without a license, you were under the influence of alcohol. Period. Nothing more remains to be said. Tonight,
he should have got a better defense.
He should have got a better defense is the best argument.
Edition will be right back after this break.